Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Now let's get into the video. Kurt Cobain is arguably one of the most famous singers in the world, and due to his early death, anything he left behind is exceedingly valuable. In this video, we are taking a look at the 5 most expensive Kurt Cobain items sold at auctions. Number 5. Smashed Fender Stratocaster.
So this was one of Kurt's 1989 guitars, and he actually used this to record Bleach, the album Bleach, which was the first Nirvana album.
If you are a fan of Kurt Cobain, you will no doubt be aware of his habit of breaking things on stage, guitars in particular. Well, as it turns out, one of the guitars that he smashed while on stage at a concert was a Fender Stratocaster. Even if it wasn't in a broken condition, it would have fetched a lot of money, but since it had been personally destroyed by Kurt, it became even more expensive. When it was put up for auction, it was sold for an estimated price of around $153,000. That is a lot of money to spend on a single guitar, but there's another reason as to why this fetched such a hefty price. That reason being that the first album ever made by Nirvana, called Bleach, was recorded using this album. That makes this a piece of history, and one that is deeply linked with the band and Kurt himself. Number 4. Unplugged Cardigan.
Oh, that is cool. There's one of Kurt's cardigans. He always used to wear those like grandma cardigans. Oh, that's cool.
There is a very prominent reason as to why Kurt Cobain is so widely admired and revered, and that one reason has to do with the fact that he popularized the genre of grunge. This style of music fit his personality really well, and he did a lot of crazy things on and off stage. When he passed away, many of his clothing items went on auction, and one of those items was a cardigan that he wore while singing his Unplugged album. He made this album for MTV and performed the songs for them. When it went for auction, it was noted that it was really heavily used and had a lot of stains on it. If that was the case with any other item of clothing, it would have been immediately discarded. But in this case, all those stains meant something to the people who would be buying this clothing item. This is why the value of this cardigan has been estimated to be around $200,000 to $300,000, which might seem like a lot of money, but it isn't really when compared to other Kurt Cobain related items that have been sold at auction.
Yes, we're selling. We have a piano.
He was so nervous though.
The guy that does that creepy show.
Number 3. Signed self-portrait drawing.
It's so exciting to see how that really ties in to the music he was making, what was happening during that time.
Kurt Cobain was not only gifted at singing and playing guitar, but he was also well-versed in the art of painting. He painted many things throughout his career, and those paintings offered a glimpse into his mind unlike anything he had said prior to his death. One of those paintings was a self-portrait, which was put up for auction. Due to the immense hidden meaning behind all his work, this painting was sold for an estimated $281,000. Isn't that crazy?
With the grunge era and how that really ties in. It's very exciting to have that work here.
The Cobain paintings, not for sale.
Number 2. Custom Fender Mustang.
Here, that bass, he's actually playing in that picture back there as a little kid.
Another one of Kurt's belongings that fetched a high price was his custom Fender Mustang guitar. This was a guitar that was made specifically for Kurt Cobain, and that was all done by the company Fender. They are one of the most established brands in the world when it comes to making guitars, and have been in this business since 1946. When this item was put up for auction, due to its custom nature, it fetched a price of $340,000. This guitar was just sold back in 2019, so it wasn't that long ago that it was put up for auction.
And that bass was actually one that Kurt got from Sears.
Number 1. MTV Unplugged Guitar.
$3 million. $2,500,000 is bid, asking $3 million.
One of the most expensive items ever sold on auction was a guitar that belonged to Kurt Cobain. This wasn't just the most expensive item related to Kurt, but as a whole. While it was being bid on, the auctioneer actually noted at one point that it had broken the record for being one of the most expensive items ever sold, and at that point, the auction hadn't even ended. After a lot of asking around, the final price that was set for the guitar was a mind-blowing $5 million. Toward the end of the auction, as the auctioneer asked for people to bid on it, the one who had bid $5 million was getting a bit restless, but in the end, he came out with a very iconic item, which is sure going to appreciate in value as time goes on. You could just see the joy on the buyer's face for having gotten the item he had desired so deeply. These were the 5 most expensive Kurt Cobain items sold at auction. While he is no longer in this world, his work is sure to inspire others for a long time in the future. That brings us to the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so you don't miss out on future videos. If you enjoyed the content, then do leave a like. So until next time, take care and goodbye!